What's going on, everybody? Welcome to another stream at DeLuSioNaL's Arcade. This one's going to be, I hope, pretty short. I'm trying to make it 30 minutes to an hour at the most because I have to be up tomorrow morning. So I'm not sure if I'm going to be able to get it in the machine today. I had planned on that. I have the stuff on standby just in case if we have enough time because I wanted to show you the different displays. But anyway, I'm going to pull up my bench here. I'm going to show you everything that I have, you know, in the boxes and everything that I got. I got a Wolffpac kit and I've assembled a couple already, and you guys can kind of check out, you know, what it is. So let me go ahead and swap it here. All right, so here's the kit. I'm actually going to light it up a little bit so you guys can see it a little better. There we go. So this kit normally looks like this. It's a nice kit that you assemble. Does not come pre-assembled, but it is really basic and it was super simple to do. I already assembled 3 of these just to get a little better at it. And then this is my original, which looks pretty crappy. This one is not too efficient because it has a whole bunch of transistors and resistors in here, and it runs, I think, at 220 DC volts, and it's kind of dangerous, which is why they say high voltage, caution. And when you're done servicing it, they tell you to put this back on here. So that you can't electrocute yourself. You should always do this if you're ever unplugging them. Always do it with the power off on the machine because it's kind of dangerous. Hopefully you guys can hear me okay. I'm going to be checking chat. This is kind of unannounced, like I said. It's just mainly because I need to get it done. Like all this week I have a whole list of things I got to do. But anyway, so here's the old one. And then this is how it's going to look when we're done. You can see it says Wolffpac Tech on the bottom there. All nice and clear, and these 2 pieces are assembled separately and you kind of put them together, and then the connectors are pretty much the same. This is actually nicer because it's newer and it locks in versus these old ones which are kind of crunchy and corroded, and it's less circuitry on the bottom. You can see this one's all nice and neat. So we're gonna build one of these. We'll probably build 2 at a time, that way it'll go quicker. I have 2 left to build. So I have another brand on there too by Bally Pinball. I have this one here by Wolf, and then I have my original. So we're going to compare all 3. These are a little thicker than the one that Marco uses, so I kind of like Marco's a little bit, but I don't like the price of Marco's. It was cheap. Theirs go for $65 a piece. This kit here for 5 of them is like $150. So if you do the math, you multiply 60 something dollars plus shipping and everything. For the Marco ones, you'll end up paying close to 300 bucks versus this is like 150, and you just assemble it yourself. It's really easy to do. Okay, so the other thing I'm doing here is I'm going to pull up the website. Let's see if I can get that going. I'm going to have my little background. Let's see. All right, so that's a split screen that we're going to have. That's my other desktop. And I have the Wolffpac Technology website. So this is it here. You can order anything you want. They have a whole bunch of kits. They have, let's see, all the display kits. If you click on them, they have everything ranging from Williams, Stern. You can hit more here for the older stuff, which is, mine is pretty old. It's from the 70s. So here it is down here. You could buy it each, what is it, like $35. It's still cheaper, about almost half the cost of the other one from Marco. Not knocking Marco because I kind of like theirs a little better because it matches the original a little better, but when you're swapping all 5, you're not going to be able to tell. This one is a 5-pack. I have a 6-digit display. That's the color, just so you don't get it wrong, and it has some information on the side on what to do. So what we're going to do is we're going to go back and we're going to go to the instructions. So it's really neat how they have everything listed. So you can click on the instructions, it goes down the page, and then you kind of go to the one that you need. I'll zoom in here so you can see a little better. And basically, let me look here. So I have the 6-digit Bally Stern. Back then, Bally and Stern use the same parts. So I have the 6-digit, and I know already because I looked at my revision. I have revision 3. It'll say on the board what it is. So when you click on that, it'll get you right to here. Oops, there we go. Which tells you all the assembly instructions. These are really, really well done, I gotta say. It's super easy to learn. If you don't know anything, it even tells you how to put the chips in. It actually gives you a disclaimer, which I thought was funny, that you shouldn't use plumber's solder because it'll void the warranty. But we're going to use the normal electronic solder that we always use. And then it lists all the parts and what they're called and how they should be facing, and even tells you where the notch is. Like if you go down a little bit, here's the actual PCB that I'm going to show you in a minute. And then it shows you where the notch is, and it kind of explains it if you have a little, you know, no knowledge for doing it. And it's pretty simple. They're not that small to solder. It's all through hole stuff. And that's it. It has a complete before and after on how it looks. And any troubleshooting or anything, you know, where to contact them and stuff. So pretty straightforward and pretty easy to do. I got it done fairly quickly when I did all three of them. I don't know, I did it a few months ago, and then I just kind of put it to the side. But I'm meaning to do a stream just to get the rest done. But I have to get this done because I'm taking it to a show. I'm going to be at Allentown Pinfest. That's on, what is it, May 2nd and 3rd, Friday, Saturday. And I will be there with my machine. I'm bringing the strikes and spares. I have a surprise for everyone with a mod. But, you know, I'm expecting it to be a showstopper because I don't think I've ever seen one there. And it's going to be awesome. And I custom did a lot of stuff on it myself. So I'm really excited to do that. So, okay, so let's get going here. We're going to just go and I'll show you what's in the kit. So let me go full screen here. Let's see here. All right. So in the kit, you have the displays. Right now I used a whole bunch of them to build the others, but it's 2, 4, 6 and then 2, 4, 6. So this has 2. There's 12 total. It's enough to make 2. It has a quick start guide here where it shows you if you want to for assembly instructions, where to go. They also have a business card that has a QR code. If you want to scan that, you can if you're on your TV or something, but that'll give you some more info for the site I was just on, and that's their business card there. And so we'll leave these in the box, and then each one comes individually packed on what you need. So I've already used 3 of these, so I'm going to take out 2 because I'm using the last 2 on here. And then you have the 2 boards, and then you have 5 times the resistors. So I already used 3 of them, so those are in here, and you'll see they have each of their own packs. I think there's an additional one that you get to keep for free. They just give you, the packs that you need. So I'm going to put that on the side out here and put everything else away. So, all right, let's get going here. Hey, what's going on? Joe's Family Arcade is here, and Dave Witt, what's up? Were you on yesterday? I think you were on, right? We usually go like on a weekly Zoom with everyone. So I'm going to take out one of the kits first, just to not mix anything up. I'll put this one to the side. I'll zoom in a little bit. And so it comes with 2 PCBs that end up being assembled together. This one, like I said, is the final product. You see it's actually 2 put together, and you have connectors that kind of snap in place. So, Dave, I guess you weren't there yesterday. Yeah, he's talking to me in chat here. Hopefully it sounds all right. Man, I haven't done a stream in so long that all my software changed, and I did all the updates, and it totally blew away all my settings. So I had to do everything from scratch for microphones. It was a big pain. But this is a nice PCB. It's nice and clean. I'll hold it up to the camera here. Try not to get a glare. It's Wolffpac Tech. We have 3 chips that you put in there. They face all the same way. Same thing with the caps. They all face the same way. And then you have the 2 connectors that allows you to put this board kind of on it like this. I think it goes like that. And then you have this one, which has the plugs, so it'll kind of look like this when you're done. So yeah, really easy to do. So hopefully we can knock this out. And then this, you're going to want to pop these little pieces out, and this goes over the numbers. So I'll just do that now really quick. Prep it ahead of time. I just realized I might be, oh no, I'm not missing one. I thought I was missing one, but it turns out this was inside the bag, and this bag has everything. It should have it in there somewhere, that foam piece in between. So I'm not missing any pieces. That's good. I want to say I bought this about 2 years ago and I've been procrastinating to put it together, but when I did, I really loved the results, so really happy with that. I will go with this view again. There we go, that way you can see me. And I apologize for reaching over. My other Stream Deck, the USB cord kind of died on it. I just have to get a new one. Stream Deck is fine though. I just usually have one right here, but I have to stretch over to the bigger one over there. Okay, so these I will put on the side. Same thing right here. And we're gonna need 6. I'll just leave that on the side. All right. So the first thing, let's go to the instructions here. Let me see what it is. It's right here. So we'll go to the top. Here it is. So these are all the parts. It just shows you what you have. There's some chips that are marked. I'm gonna actually throw on my visor here. That's this here. It's the diopter. And I'm gonna look at these chips because they're pretty tiny. So we have the two. These are the connectors that go on this part on the bottom here. They're keyed too. It's going to tell you where you shouldn't put it. And then these are some of the chips. And then these are the right angle connectors for the smaller board. So I'll put all these on the side here. Have resistor. And then there's caps. There's smaller caps. I think these are the diodes. Yep. And these are for the board on top to go into that mates with the right angle connectors. So we have everything there. So the 3 chips that you need are in here. It's cool that they individually pack everything. So again, this was all inside this packet right here. So this has more chips for the last one. All right, so I'm just taking them out. I'll put them there for now. And I'm gonna look at them closely and put them where they're gonna go. So that's what I'm probably gonna solder in first on both boards. So I'm looking here. I could probably use this as a magnifier actually. Let me just stick these in. Give me 1 second. I'm doing this off camera here. All right. So what I'll do is I'll show you guys up close. Hopefully it'll do it. Should. I'm trying to just get the reflection right. Okay, so this one looks like TBD's in the middle, and then the CD4 is on the right. Is that another CD4? And CD7 is on the left. All right. So according to the instructions, right, it has, you see on there, it says U2, U3, U1. So you just simply scroll to this part over here. It says U1 is going to have the CD4 on it. So U1, CD4, that's this one here. So they're going to be a little bent, where you're going to have to kind of bend them on a desk or something. I have a little chip tool somewhere. Unless somebody took it. Let's look real quick. I didn't realize I needed that, but technically I don't. So you can just use the edge of this. It's not going to do anything to it, but you basically just bend it a tiny bit. They're a little too wide, and then it should fit right in. So the notch, you see the notch? It's gonna go, the notch is on the left. There's a dot on the right, but that's not it. The notch is on the left, and you're just gonna match it on the board here. That goes right in. Still a little too wide. I'm gonna bend it a little bit again. Just look at it with my diopters here. Want it to go in. Yeah, the other tool I have, it's like a plastic piece that you squeeze and then it makes a perfect impression here where it just, boom, it just lines everything up perfect. All right, that's in there now. And that should hold in place. And then let me just double check CD4 and U1. I'm going to try to zoom in here for you guys. So U1 should be CD4543. Yep. All right, so now we'll move on to U2, which is the TBD one. That's TBD is this one. This is U2. Just bending it in. Man, I really hate doing it this way. I prefer to use tried and true method of my tool. What's in there? It's probably not going to hold in there, but the other one is. So let me actually just take this out, and I'm just going to solder this really fast. I'm going to see if I can put it on this. Well, it doesn't matter. It's fine. All right. Zoom in a little bit. And I can't see anything without these diopters. My sight has gone to for the worse last year or two. So I feel like I'm blind. I don't know, maybe I'll get contacts. I really hate wearing glasses. Always hated it. And I'm not using, this has flux in it, so I'm not using any flux at all. Flashing stuff everywhere. Set to 650, it's not too high. So really far away to solder in order so you guys can see it. Hopefully you guys can see that. I just realized I have to turn on my fan here after I finish this. That one's in. So I have a fan exhaust on the side here that sucks all the smoke away. And I actually didn't test to see if you can hear this or not, but it should cancel it. It should. We'll see. If you guys can hear me for whatever reason, let me know. We just inspect this off camera here. All right, so I'll clean all the flux off later. So that one's on there, it's on there correctly. I'm gonna take the second chip, put that on there. This one I'm gonna tack on there because I have to hold it in there. I usually just take some solder on here. To get it on, and then the rest I can just separate them. Right, just gonna go over it really quick. So all this extra splash that you're seeing with the solder, I'm gonna get rid of that. Last one is going to be this. Turn it down a little bit. Put a 600. I'm used to turning it up because I was working on some really dirty, nasty monitors. And you have to turn them a little higher for that. All right, so I just stuck that in there. Oops. Yeah, that's the right way. I just had the board upside down. So notch, notch, notch. We're good. I'll stick that there. Gotta see if turning on the heat helped. Still doing it. I think what it is, I might need a new tip here, but I'll make do. Everywhere. Look at it real quick. Up if I need to. What are you guys doing tonight on a weekday? For me, I have kids' day. I'm touching it up off camera, by the way. It's just easier on my eyes here. But I have kids' day at work tomorrow, so I'm taking my daughter. She's been really excited about it. I work in broadcasting, so there's a chance, like, you know, she might be on TV, actually. They do kind of a kids' day thing, and then they do like fake news kind of thing, and control room and cameras and editing, and it's really nice. They make this little piece and they might air it somewhere. So we'll see how it goes. All right, so that's all done. I feel like I should do the other one, but because this is the hardest part, so stupid chips take forever. So I'll do that. Let me just knock the other one out. I'll just open it really fast. And I will take those 3 chips out and do the same thing. Everything else inside. Chips just jumped out, I think. I'm gonna pre-bend them all. Re-straighten them all. And that on here. And what was it that goes first? U1 is CD4543. 4543, that's this first one here. That one went in right away. Let me see if I'll get the second one. going to double check that that's the correct one, even though I know it is. TBD 62. Yeah, that's fine. Only because they could have given me the wrong one in the package or something. All right, so I'm going to quickly... That should stay in place. Are you working on some backups, Dave? Hey, Mate Celeste, what's going on? So Mate Celeste says, hey, Dale, thanks for the tips on the Hako desoldering gun. It's awesome. I love it compared to the cheap one I got off Amazon. Yeah, so you know who has a cheaper one, and he doesn't really use it much, and this is probably why, because it stinks. It doesn't get as hot. Do you know Mike from Mike's Amateur Arcade Repair? He actually, I've seen him use in past ones, a cheaper one, and he's always had to like assist it with a soldering iron because it doesn't get hot enough for like those big components on chassis, and eventually he just abandoned it. And then he just uses a solder sucker or the braid. I think he uses the braid the most. But yeah, I have the FR300. That's this one right here. It says FR300. That's how long I've had it. They didn't even have the 301 yet. And it's, you know, you just take care of it, clean it, empty it, do what you got to do. It's gonna last forever. It's not in use now. Back to 650. It's splashing no matter what I do, so I'm going to put it to where it's a little hotter because it's not getting hot enough now. So if you're wondering where I'm getting the solder from, I have a spool over here. I just pull on it. Self feeds. Pretty easy to use. Supposed to go to get a checkup for my eyes soon. Normally I have like computer glasses. And when I'm doing streams and stuff, I use those, but I've been using my other ones, and I think that's the problem. I don't think it helps that I'm rushing either, just to get this out. So let me look at it closely off camera here. By the way, I had thought about streaming a Blast City DeLuSioNaL MS2930 cap kit. I'm glad I didn't, because it was a disaster where, like, it was pretty easy. It's actually, I don't know what people are afraid of on that chassis, but I mean, there's some small parts on it, but for the most part, it was a pleasure to do, actually. but I ran into a problem with my flyback where it cracked. And I almost thought I lost everything because you can't get those flybacks anymore. And it turned out it wasn't really a crack. It was just like a cosmetic thing. So I was able to epoxy some back on and it looks stock and it looks great. But I fixed my monitor. I removed all the black goo of death, they call it. It's all this black goo all over it. I'll probably post something on Instagram about it, but that's probably it. But I wanted to, anytime I want to do stuff, I always try to maybe have like a dry run on my own first to sort out all the problems, and then I share it with the world saying, okay, this is how you do it. And I didn't want to learn live. I wanted to learn. So it took me a few days to do it because it's like 70 caps or something like that. So it takes long. But it came out perfect. The monitor came out perfect. And now when I cap the other one, I'll probably live stream that at some point. All right, so this is all dirty. So I could take Q-tips. I don't know what I did. Oh, here they go. I have a microfiber cloth here. Let me zoom out. I have a whole thing of Q-tips. And I have this thing. So normally what I used to do is use a Q-tip, or I actually ran out of the, I had like these printer swabs that I use all the time. I ran out of them. So I had to use normal Q-tips now. But, you know, you can clean it, but then I don't like it because they get caught on the stuff and you get like cotton everywhere. So instead of doing what I'm doing now, just cleaning it, I'll do it on the, well, I'll do it on the other one. I mean, you can do it this way too. But there, I have a brush that I use. So let me see if I can grab it. I have a link in the Amazon, like affiliate link. I have a Google Doc with all this stuff in it, but I think Ty and Charlie turned me on to these. They're actually made for people with no teeth, where you can brush your gums, and it's really soft. It's like thousands of like bristles on here. And what I do now is I bought this little alcohol dispenser that it's almost like a syringe, but it's curved, and you just kind of just go right on it here like this, spray it all over. It doesn't get crazy, and then you just gently go all around, and it takes all the flux right off. Do it again. And what I do is I'll take like a paper towel, but I'll take a microfiber cloth like this. Just go right over it. That's it. Doesn't mess anything up, and does a really good job. Takes everything off. Once that dries, it'll be amazing. So works really well. So all right, so that one's done. This other one, I can do the same thing. This brush it is a little dirty. I have a lot of flux on that from like this other project I just did with the chassis. So I'm gonna try to clean it off before I do anything. Take this. Yeah, it's really gentle on everything. Gets in between everything. Easy. I wouldn't use a regular toothbrush. I feel that's too harsh. All right, cleans it up pretty good without using all these Q-tips here. So that looks good. Next step would be, right now we have two of them. Let me scroll over. I could have made that full screen, but I think you're fine. I think you can see all right. You guys are still talking about the Hako in chat. Yeah, it's worth its weight in gold. You know what else is worth its weight in gold? Is the Rejuvenator. When I first got one, man, it paid for itself over and over again. And then I had Bruce Christensen. He's on the B&K forums on actually the group on Facebook. He repairs them. So he repaired mine and calibrated it. I had a cap kit for it. I just gave it to him and he put everything in it. But then he also calibrated it, which I don't know how to do. It's very complicated. I'm sure I could figure it out, but he's done so many, he's just good at it. So he did mine, and now it's perfect. Oh, nice. Made to last. Welcome. Oh, yeah, you were talking about the soldering gun. Oh, you got 2 shuffle alleys? Yeah, those are fun. They're too big for me, but when I see one, I'll play it. They have one, I want to say at Marcade. It's a local arcade owned by our friend Mark. He has 2 locations, one in the mall, and I think the one in the mall, he has one in the mall and one in the shopping center there. And I believe that they maybe both have them, but I played the one in the mall, and he had one there. It's pretty cool. All right, so let me go on this list here. That's the parts list. It's telling me what to do. The diodes, I don't think I even got past all this stuff. I just looked at this parts list and just put it in as we go. So I think the diodes are next. So that's diode D1 and D2. They're right here. And you can see where it's marked where the black is. That's where the there's an anode and a cathode. Basically, all you need to know is the black goes on where the line is. That's how you put them in. And you got to pre-bend these. So what I do is I'll just quickly just bend them. This here. Bend these as well. And it's hard to pick up. Doing this off camera here, but black goes where the line is on this thing. You can clearly see them on here, which is great. So they're going to go in this way. It's like that. So pop it in there. Pushing it in offline. There we go. But you'll see it if you look close. The black is actually on where the line is. The anode and cathode, positive, negative. Double check. Yep. Black on it. Now I'm just gonna flip it over. Solder those in. Should have done one at a time, but I'm trying to rush it here a little bit. In. Get in the way of each other, which is why I don't want to do it that way, but no big deal. So we're in. I'm going to do the same thing on these. So I'm going to take out all the parts now because I'll put 2 separate piles, but it's going to make sure that everything I need, and these are the 2 diodes. I typically hang out with my buddies tonight, arcade chat, you know, that we always have every Wednesday, but I was like, I really want to do a stream, and I need to get everything going so that I can start doing these on a weekly basis, you know, to get stuff done. I might actually have another one. What's tomorrow? Thursday? I might have one tomorrow night. We'll see. But I need to I have like a hit list of stuff I have to do in this arcade because my buddy Whitney from Broken Token is coming over in 2 weeks, less than 2 weeks now. We're going to Allentown Pin Fest. He's going to help me bring the pin, and I'm driving him down. He's going to be in Manhattan in New York, and I'm about 45 minutes away from there. So he's gonna come out here, and then we're gonna drive together to Pennsylvania. It'll be nice. But of course, he's gonna see the arcade, so I want to make sure it's tip-top shape. And it's a good excuse, you know, to get everything done in time. Why, like, everybody hates when you have to entertain people, right? Because you have to get the house ready. But then afterwards, you have this nice, clean house. So it's pretty awesome. Man, I'm doing a terrible job with these. Look crappy. I like them to be nice and neat. Like, I'm so meticulous. I don't want them to look old when they first come in here. But I'm trying to just hurry it up is what it is. This one will not go in straight. So anyway. Hold on, let me try just pulling it. All right, I think that's good. Can't really grip them for some reason. Hands just keep slipping off it. So I was trying to grab it with like pliers. Good. So those are in. They look terrible because they fell. So I'm gonna do, I don't know if you can see it, it looks like, man, that looks like part of my friends, but it looks like ass. So I'm gonna have to try to push those in, and they get hot, so it's gonna be hard. Yeah, it's gonna be a pain. Right this way. Just doing it. They look terrible. I'm gonna grab the helping hand here. This thing. Just to hold it for me. I'm trying to like position it in a way where I can get to it without getting burned. It's better. All right, that's good. Sorry if I'm not going on camera here, it's just I'm trying to get it right. Like a 5-year-old soldered these in. I'm gonna try straightening them now. Hang on. All right, that's good. And I will snip these off now. Good. I gotta do the other one. What did I do? No. Oh, here it is. This one I already did, actually. This one came out better. All right, now I need the resistor. So the resistor, I believe, is in here. I like how they separate everything. I really do, because these resistors cannot in any way possibly be confused with the other resistor on the other board, because the other ones are in this pack right here separately for that other board. So I think what I'm going to do, I'm going to measure a little better. Got to do this. These two, and then so that's for one there. There should be one more somewhere. I'm just bending them all ahead of time. That's going to go on the R. There's nowhere else for it to go. Polarity doesn't matter. Good. Solder it on. Greasing up the boards here. Right. It's really hot down here. It's sweating. Another board. And so this is done. Now we just have to put in the headers. I'm gonna clean that up a little bit. A method, just like spray it on there. Just gonna get everything all at once. That section. Spray it again. And across. Done. This one here. So I guess the hardest part with this kit together is probably those chips, which I just did, which is super easy. Which isn't hard. And then the displays are just tedious because there's a whole bunch of them. But you knock them out. It'll make you definitely better at soldering. And you can't really screw this up. They're really simple boards. It's nothing you can mess up. They're pretty hardy. I haven't lifted traces at all doing this, even when I have to remove some. All right. That'll dry. This side. Gotta put the headers in. So the headers, I know these go in a certain way. And there's instructions on how to do it, but I'm trying to figure it out on my own here. Because when you put these inside this one, it's going to be facing out like that. So you want these to go on like that, I think. They go in this way. Okay, let's find out. Here's a assembled kit. Nope, goes on the front. These go in here. See? Good thing I look. These go on there like that. These front like that. Kind of just push onto like that. We'll solder those on now. Again, that's how they are on here, so. But yeah, it's a pretty fun kit to do. So Dave, just be careful with that cap kit on that rejuvenator. I was talking to Buffett, the almighty Buffett, and he was saying that you got to be super careful because those bulbs, you can't get them anymore. And if you while you're trying to cap other stuff, you're, plastering everything else, it gets really delicate in there. You can actually mess things up, which is what scared me off. And I decided not to do it. Just putting this underneath here, just making it even. I can solder these on. All right, I only put a couple on there to make sure that they're straight. And they look straight and perfect here, so I'm going to continue. When I'm soldering, I'm touching the pad and the pin. Applying it, and it just, you hold it there for a second and it goes right onto it like a teardrop, and you just pull away. I'll do this too. Now I'm going to actually turn it around. If I can get a better angle here. Really dirty. Hang on, I just gotta clean the tip. I have this stuff that you put it in now. Works really great. It's called Chemical Paste by Hako. And I never knew about it. And what it does is it takes off oxidation, so you just kind of run it through there. Works great on my desoldering tool. And then when you're done, what I'm doing is I'm just doing this. It comes out like super shiny, deoxidized. It works great. So let's see how that works now. Oh, way better. Go over them real quick. off camera. I'm just looking at them to make sure. Now we'll take a brush and do the same thing. These are really good for these connectors, like gets in there and takes all the flux out. Looks like it's spreading everywhere, but it's actually doing a good job. Works better with paper towel, I'm gonna be honest though. This microfiber stuff doesn't really dry it too well. Whatever, does the job. So those connectors are now on. I'm gonna do it on the second one, which is right here. Down right there, and then prop it up. Trying to get it. Not cooperating. Trying to look at the camera to see where I gotta put it. And then I'm putting this underneath just to prop it. Doing is I'm checking it first to see if I get it straight. Flush. Yeah, this one could stand to be a little more. I'm going to hold it on the back end. It's good now. Quick. Realize I'm off camera, sorry. Round. All right, I'm gonna inspect it really quick. Do any of you have kids that, if you have kids, that solder? My son actually, he stopped doing it now that he's getting older. He's 16 now, but when he was younger, he was really interested and wanted to solder all the time. So what I did was I gave him these old power supplies that were dead, switching power supplies, and I had him remove all the caps and then put them back and remove them and put them back. And taught him how to solder, basically. Practice always is better, but just curious if you guys do that, if any of your kids follow your hobby or not. He definitely loves retro stuff. He didn't get his first console was a Switch, and that was like way after it came out. He probably only had it like 2 years, maybe 3 years, and then finally he got a PS5 that his mom bought him. You know, at his house. I'm divorced, as you guys know. 3 years. But, you know, I was like, I'm not spending money on a console. And he wanted to play with his friends, so he asked for Christmas and he got it. So, not for me. He has enough coin ops down here. Funny because his friends would come over, like he used to have birthday parties and stuff, and they're like, "Oh, now I understand why you don't have a console. So you don't need one. So you have this arcade in your basement." So it's pretty funny. All right, these are done. These are done. Now we're gonna put these big ones on, and if I remember right, I'm gonna look at this one. There's a pin missing. Can you see that? Right there. And it points to it. So like, can't really get it wrong. So there's 2 of them. The only thing you can get wrong is if you do 2 at once, because I might put 2 of these by mistake with the missing pin, but I'm keeping it separate. So one of them doesn't have missing pins, the other one does. And the one missing pin, you just line up right here to that, and then this one goes here. So that's it. Kind of put it down. Solder one in, make sure it's, you know, don't do it all at once, just solder one at a time, which I don't see. I'm going to zoom out because I think I went in too much. No, you can see them, okay. Barely. But I only did one. I'm going to let the other one fall out because I want it to be straight, and it's not straight. I'm looking at it. It's actually really hot. So be really careful. You don't want to touch these. It even says in the instructions. I'm holding it on other pins because if you touch that pin, you're going to burn yourself. All right, now it's nice and flush. So I'm going to do the other side here. Same thing, but I'm not touching that end pin there, and that's the one I'm soldering in. I'm actually gonna do this. That's nice and flush. That's what you want. All right, now I can solder the rest in. Yeah, these are easier because they're way bigger. Gotta put a lot more solder on here. You don't have a mat, get one. This is a anti burn mat that I have here, because these hot pins are on the other side. Turned up my soldering a tiny bit because they're thicker metal, so they're not really going as fast as I want to. I'm just going to look at them really fast. I usually get it from this side. What I'll do is I'll just quickly just hit it, hit it. Make sure there's no crack joints. You don't want to do it too long because sometimes the pins will fall out. They melt right through the plastic, so be careful. That's why I turned up the heat, because I wanted to get in and get out. Getting pretty hot. Feel it. Pretty good. So there's one. Look, completely done. Nice. And I'll let that cool down before I clean it. This one, we'll do the same thing. We're going to put the one with the missing one there. Arroways. I'm going to go ahead and not touch the last pin. Pack it on here. Flat. Oh, it's still hot. Why isn't it? Center again, I'm not touching it. The rest. Put a little more on these there. It's good. I'm gonna put this side on. I'm gonna tack these in first. Rest of it. Again, I'm not touching, ouch, I'm not touching those other pins here. I think we're good. We'll do this last one there. Over it this way, making sure they're good. Yep, great. I just do this to go over it. Now we can clean these up. So this one's still a little hot, so I'm just going to switch over here. And I'm going to get my alcohol. I'm going to get my brush. I'm going to clean off the brush because it's pretty dirty right now. I'm going to use a different gauge. Saturated camera. Okay. I'm just going to go through everything. Evaporate. Some more shininess. So I'll do this one now. So I got this alcohol dispenser, whatever you want to call it. It was a little too thick, I guess, the nozzle. So I don't use it often because it sprays a lot. But in this case, I want to spray a lot. I just want it all over the board. Flux up. Enough. All right. I'm gonna clean this. All right, so now that I'm looking at everything, so these are the boards. We did them all. Look pretty nice. There's still a little, when you douse them like that, they get some on the front too, which is not a big deal. But that's it. It's completely done. There's the back. Nice and neat. And then this one too. Let's see. Oh wait, we missed caps. Nobody warned me. There's actually two caps right here. And then these, I believe these are jumpers. It says X2 and X1, which aren't included, but it's probably just jumpers that they have on there for whatever reason. So there's this one. I'm going to throw that away. And then there's this one. So there's 104 total for 2 boards. We're almost done. So I'm gonna just stick the caps in. It should be pretty easy. You know what? Say 104. It's 0.1, I think. Let me just read the instructions really quick because I can't remember. I don't think they have polarity, but I'm just double checking. Capacitor. Oops, I'm on the wrong one. 104. Yep. Marked. And then it says that's a C1, C2. Yeah, I don't think it matters which way you put it in. It might be bipolar. Dave, if you're still watching, double check that. I'm pretty sure these small, tiny caps that say 104 on them, they're 0.1 microfarads. I don't think it matters which way you put it in. But because I have one already assembled, I'm just going to look. I ended up facing them towards the chips, and they work. So, but I don't think it matters for these. Stick those in. No. I'll do one at a time. Yeah, I don't have to now. I'm just glad I got this done. It's been hanging over my head. All right. Putting them in there. I'm going to pull them as I go. Pulling it up now. Perfect. And I cleaned it too. So now I'm going to take a Q-tip this time. Just use this thing. So I'll quickly go around and just can't stand the hairs, the cotton. Ugh. Oh well, fine now. Do it on the other one. Not sure if you can get these pre-assembled. I'm thinking about it. I don't know why I just thought of that, but I guess you can, but I don't know. By mistake. Good tip once more. Good enough. Consider that done. See where we're at. Wow. Oh, you're ordering the Switch 2? You know, I was thinking about it. I'm on the fence. I can't justify getting it for myself, but maybe I'll buy it for my 9-year-old. We'll see, because her birthday's coming up in June when it comes out, right? So she doesn't have one, but my son does, and I know they're backwards compatible, I think with emulation, but you know, we'll see where that goes. All right, so these are done now, 100%. Everything's filled in, everything's on there, everything looks correct. I'm double checking my pins here, they look good. So now we just have to do the top board. And these go on there, and then the connectors, and also the resistors. So I'm gonna put in, I'm trying to think what would be the easiest. I think the resistors, there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I think in here, there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yeah, there's 8 of them. So, oh look, I took it off perfectly when I took that one out. That's not used. These are used. But the problem is, one gets out. I think I have to bend them. It's a shape here. It's easier if I do them all at once. That way they're all uniform. I'm gonna use these. Let's measure to make sure that looks good. It's perfect. I know how to bend them now. Zoom in on that. I'm debating if I should finish the stream or not, if I should do part 2. I'm getting tired and I need to be up. I feel you can do this one at a time, but it's easier to do them all exactly the same ahead of time. Not everything is uniform. Doesn't matter which way you put them in. They're not polarized or anything like caps, like some caps. I'm pretty sure those caps that I put in were bipolar, because one leg usually is longer, positive, and those were exactly the same size. So I think the longest stream, I'm thinking about it now, this is pretty long. Is it 6 hours long? That's not going to happen today, trust me. And it was that, I think it was that K7000 chassis that was giving me a hard time. But I'm trying to remember what was wrong with it. I think it was the tube. The tube was shot on there. But it was the K7000 7201 chassis, which was not my favorite to do. It was the first time, and now I don't like it too much, but probably better than the 4600, which sucks. My least favorite monitor to take apart. Haven't done a 20EZ yet, though. I plan to. I have one. Endo cab. Last one. That one's in there. I made them a little wider so that they kind of snap in. It'll continue. This one, of course, is floppy, as I said that. Not being uniform, putting them in any old way doesn't matter. Now that I'm thinking back, I think I did one a day for like 3 days. Or 2 at one time. They need to get done. Alright, so now I'm gonna flip them over and just solder them in. I'm gonna move just a little bit. Yeah. And I'll pick this up. Yeah. Thought of a fast way to do this. So I just soldered in, I tacked in one side, and they're all a little sloppy, but then on the top, I'm gonna make sure they're pushed down. And this one looks good, this one looks good as well. This one looks a little high, so what I'm gonna do is just hold it here, press it, and let go. This one here looks good, press it anyway, yep. Just making sure they're both flat. And not to burn myself. One's crooked. I can do the rest a lot faster. These look good, so I'm going to snip them all. Three, 4, 5, 6. Yep, they're all good. Nice. All right, next one. And I'm actually gonna take this off now before I forget. We're almost done. Home stretch. But that seemed pretty quick, so I'm going to do the same thing. Okay. Oh man, I can't get it. I'm going to double check the music too. I might have wonder if it ended. Let me check that in a second. Oh, actually, it's still playing. I see it. How much more we got? Oh, we got plenty. So there was a stream where the music ended. That's how long it was. But this, I don't plan to be that much longer. Sorry, I'm being non-talkative. I'm just trying to get this done. I'll check the chat in a little bit. Just 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah, I'm like missing one. I mean, we have extras. Oh, here it is. I got stuck. I never bent it. Bent it too fast. Alright, so now they're in. Flip it over. Pretty much in there. And I'll do every other one like I just did, and then push them in on the other side. Push them in. The rest. Man, easy. Snip them all. And now the displays and the pins. I forgot about the pins. So the pins, we're going to go on shorter side. I believe goes like this. Here's my other one for reference. This is it. Shorter pins are there. It's up underneath again. Something more flat. I'm gonna tack it on here. The short end goes in the PCB hairpin. All right, I'm gonna put the rest in. I think I'm gonna clean it though because it's getting a little dull. On my list of stuff I gotta buy, definitely have to buy some new tips. Brown. Use purple. You're wondering, I'm using a chisel tip. I can't remember what size it is, but it's a small chisel tip that works amazing. Works way better than the pointy one. Lets you get in on these pads really nice. I'm going to double check it off offline, try not to touch it because they look nice and flat. What I'm doing is I'm just like going over them like this really fast to give it that teardrop perfect shape. You don't have to cut these. A little too much on it. I'm gonna take it more. Perfect. Right. Those are good. I'm going to clean it up really quick. I'm going to use this one. Brush. Get the most of it off. I'll get the rest off later. All right, so those are good. Now I got to get these two. These two. Here, again, the short side goes down. One at a time this time. Great. You don't have it straight, and you're gonna have a hard time. Gonna rub against the board. You don't want that, so. No, I'm getting tired. Let's book it. That one's straight. Let's book it. Gotta fix it. Why you only put two in? Straight. All right. So, I just burned myself a little bit. I touched the metal. Originally, I was going to do just one on the stream, but I needed to do two, so I did two. So it's taking a little longer than I wanted, but glad I did the other ones ahead of time. Would have been a really long stream otherwise. Catch up on chat real quick after I clean this. Put in the displays and it'll be done. Good. Excellent. Now displays. So the displays you want to have, there's like a dot. This dot on it goes, can't really see on this one, but if you look underneath, I believe it would be on the left or right. I have to see. It'll tell you in the instructions. So let's scroll on that and see. See if it says it here. Yeah, so it'll be on the lower right, so it'll go like this. Pretty sure. It'll tell us as we go. Homeboard A. Notch. Okay, here's the part. Locate resistors R10 to R6. We put that in. We did everything. It says to put the short end in, which I told you. It's fine. Segment LEDs. Let's see. 7 segment LEDs are installed in position. It's actually, yeah, it is 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay. The dot towards J4 and J5. So the dot towards J4 and J5. So that would be down here. These are J4 and J5. Something here. Okay, locate J4 and J5. Bring someone to the right on the headers. All right. So I don't know where I saw J4 and J5 on here. I don't see it written on the board, but I'm positive these are them. See them on the back either. It's very possible I covered it with these, but J4 and J5, the dot has to face towards them. And it has this plastic. I'm going to take that off at the end. So you just put them through like that. This part actually is pretty quick, even though it looks like it won't be. So I'm going to take them all out, and we're just going to put them all on there all at once. So. So, and if you have this for the kit, save these, because you can use these for cap kits. You just put them all on there, and then they're really easy to use. Sort them all out first and then cap after. Makes it way faster. So I'm putting these all facing down. I think this is awesome, like, that we're building this. It makes you feel really good once it's done. You're like, I built that, you know, even though it's engineered by somebody else, but it's still pretty cool. All right, so now these are easy because it's flat, so I can just put them down. They're all through now, nice and flat. I don't have to put anything underneath. I'm gonna go ahead and solder all those in first, and then these other 6 I'll put on the other ones. I did double check them, so we're good. They're all facing the right way. And let's see what's up in chat. Oh yeah, Dave, yeah, it is satisfying building for sure. Hey, YouTube Punk, what's up? He writes, hey Del, can't stay, need more more sleep, but wanted to say hi. Yeah, well, I'm doing well. Hope you're doing well too. He's one of the OG guys from the beginning. I remember him always being on the channel. You guys can see that. Yeah. Almost done, guys. I think I'm going to go all the way. I think I'm going to plug them in to make sure they work. It'll take 5 minutes and I'm set up for it. So if I feel inclined, I might show you my little mod that I did. My game that I've been working on for weeks. Got to give credit to Any Mike as well. He was helping me design a board. that I can pop in there. It's not quite ready, so I had to use something else, but we did spend time on that, and I appreciate it, Mike, if you're listening. I'm gonna blast through these right now. Damn, getting excited. Let's do it together. I don't want to do that. Gotta undo that in a minute. Let me do these first, then I'll undo. Let me undo what I just did. Whoa, it's sticking to me here. So there's two that bridge. Trying to get here. It's not really the right bit. It's a little too wide because that was set for a monitor. I was just capping, but it did the job. This one is done. I'm looking at all of them. They look good. One is a little weird. Enough solder on that. Okay, we're good. We'll clean that after, but this is how it looks. All facing down towards the jumpers. Perfect. Now I can fill these, which is harder than actually soldering them in. It's hard to grab that plastic. Can't remember what I did last time. I think I had to grab them with like tweezers. They're kind of sticky. Well, I'm gonna wait because I have to still do this. Douse it. And the black. Now this is really effective because you cannot get Q-tips. They're a little too tall to fit. This is really getting all that flux out of there. And she's getting a little wet, but that's fine. Now that it's summer, I can go outside and hose it off. Get all that crap off. All right, perfect. I can take them off here. I'm gonna use my tweezers. I got these really nice tweezers finally. They're super hard steel, and man, I don't know what I was waiting for my whole life, but you do not want to use regular tweezers. They will not grab. These, like, man, they don't lose their shape at all. Awesome. You can grab components, they won't fall out. I got them on Amazon. They're about like 25 bucks, but it's worth it. Don't get those cheap kits because they just bend. All right, so this is good now. And then I'm gonna put a little bit of alcohol on here, just like on. I'm gonna go over it just to make sure I didn't get any oils on it. I'm about to stick this thing on here. I'll let that dry. Once that dries, I will put the adhesive on it, put it on. In the meantime, we're gonna stick these on. So all the dots are facing down now. This part, oops, I almost put it backwards. This part that I'm putting in is really satisfying to solder and to put on. It's really fun. Fun little piece. Some of them stick together, so it's hard. And all the dots are facing down. You guys ever do that? I'm thinking about YouTube Punk just now, where you swing by and you can't stay, but you at least say, hey, I can only swing by real quick. I've done that so many times just to support the channel. They're all facing down, by the way, the dots. So I'm going to flip it over now. Good. Yeah, community is important. Charlie has a great community with his memberships that he has. Pretty cool. And I am a member as well. He's a member of my channel. We reciprocate. He has way more perks than I do, though. There's a great YouTube channel that Andrew B turned me on to where this guy solders. Man, it's like oddly satisfying the way he does it. He does mostly surface mount stuff, but he does it with regular methods. It's amazing. He uses a heat air station and regular solder. And I remember watching it, just, you know, practicing doing this. But this guy's like a master, the guy. Andrew B's cool. I've hung out with him a couple times. He's friends with Jeff Kinder and the whole group. So every now and then when we're up, like he met us one time at Fun Spot. That was cool. He was at Jeff's house that time in New Jersey. You know, so he's on the East Coast for sure. He lives near Mike, I think, New Hampshire, I want to say. But nice guy. I kind of joked around with him. And I said, "You're actually nicer in person." I use different words, of course, but you know, he's a keyboard warrior for sure on the forums, but he knows what he's talking about, so it's kind of justified a little bit. But really cool guy. I like hanging out with him. I think when he went to Fun Spot, he met us there. He had already been there with his girlfriend. He was there, and then he kind of met up with us, hung out for a little bit, and then left. And we stayed the rest of the time. But you know, it's fairly local to him, I guess, so he's used to it. I had been there, and I was a little disappointed, actually. I'm not gonna lie, at Fun Spot. So much so I didn't even do a video. I felt embarrassed for them a little bit. You know, ACAM and all that, they do their best, but so I'm gonna put my money where my mouth is. I'm gonna see if I can volunteer and maybe help them out. And especially, like, you know, I love Zookeeper, and they have I was practicing and went out there. I was like, yeah, I'm gonna put a top score on their original Zookeeper board set, and then when I get there, it was a J-Rock, which is a great board set to, you know, to play on. But then they had like a super joystick, a Hap Super micro switch joystick in there, and I was like, oh man, you guys are killing me. You know, I would have at least had a Wicco on there, like on my old one. I had a Wicco 8-way on there. Yeah, Wicco 8-way, because it's an 8-way game, not a 4-way like Klopp says. It's actually wrong. It's an 8-way. But the shorter joystick is harder to play with, I think. But I kind of had both machines at the same time with both joysticks, and I trained myself that no matter where I am and whose machine I'm on, I could still do really good because I played with all the joysticks. And of course, I get the Fun Spot, and it's a freaking micro switch joystick, and I couldn't play. So I was a little disappointed that I couldn't put my name up, you know, get a nice multi-million point score out there. I'm just cleaning the brush in the meantime. So I don't know, but I really want to help them out. So I have spare parts, and I'll give them to them. You know, I have joysticks, control panel, Zookeeper stuff. I can try to help them out to get it back original again. It's my goal. I'm just peeling everything off now. Where's that tweezers? It's easier. Almost done. Time flies when you're having fun. I'll come down. Like, you can grab anything. It's crazy with this thing. That's there. All right. I'm going to take my microfiber. You definitely want to use microfiber to do this because you don't want to get, you know, fibers on there. This thing doesn't do that. Getting it really good. Back. It's fine too now. All right, we're done. I'm going to put this on here because it's flat, but you basically just peel it off and center it up as best you can. It's not exact, but you don't want to be covering the numbers if you can help it. What I'm going to do is I'm going to try to square it up, putting like my head in the way here, because I need to see it square on. So I might actually do it off camera and then show you guys after, but that's what I'm doing. I'm just centering it the best I can. And I'm trying to get this out. It's not coming up. Peeling it this away. And I'm just going over it off camera. I can actually zoom out and show you what I'm doing a little bit. But I'm just putting my head in the way. Have my visor on too. Once you stick it, it's pretty much. Oh. I want to take it up after that. And by doing that alcohol thing, it really gets it to stick where it will never come off. There it is. All right. Next. Yeah, Dave, are you in Minnesota? I forget where you're at. That you really wish there were people here locally that were into arcade destination and whatnot. People around here literally have zero interest in this stuff, playing or restoring. Campaign. I'm terrible with geography, so tell me where that is. What state is that? It's a little too high. Oh, I was able to get it off. Nice. That's why I'm putting my head in the way, because I need to see all angles here. Perfect. All right, that's in. Now I can put it together. So let's go ahead and do that. So you're just gonna line it up like this. This is the back, that's the front. And you're gonna go wham, just get it in there. You just put it in, hold it down. Now it's in. And you could probably take it apart. I've never tried, but you could probably pry it right off. You need to like travel with it or something. You have spares and whatnot. All right. And this other one, same thing. You're gonna line it up. Lines up perfectly, which means I put them on nice and straight. Pops right in. Can't get any better than that. Look at that. Beautiful. All right, let's pop them in. The fun part. And sure beats this, right? But this looks fun either way. I'm going to show you real quick. So these, I'll zoom in, but it's a pretty simple circuit. And each one of these corresponds to like these, like if some are missing, it's because like these resistors are messed up. And I think each one of these transistors has to do with each one of these. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, so I'm not really positive, but I know they correspond to the halves, and there's a whole map on Pinside. I've researched it, and you can see here, this is where there's like a little nipple there. This is actually plasma, and it's sealed. So if this little thing breaks, that's it. The vacuum goes out, and it's like a neon sign, basically. So high-powered 220 volts, I believe. DC volts. That's not AC, so that's crazy. But these use a lot less. We're talking like, I don't know, I want to say 12 volts, maybe a tiny bit more, maybe less, 5 volts. I have no idea. But pretty cool. All right, so this one is a little dirtier, so I know this is the one that was already in there. These are the two I just built. So I'm going to zoom out, and then I'm going to try to get, let me see if I can set up my other camera here. Let me switch over to this. All right, that's me. Have my, man, I got pretty sweaty. It's hot down here. This is my diopter, which I love. Any mic put me onto this, and I think Whitney, who's coming over from Broken Token, has one. And then I said, how do you like it? He's like, it's the best thing I've ever done since sliced bread. It's the best invention. So let me turn off my soldering stuff, because I'm pretty confident they're fine. And then I'm going to put the extra your extra ones inside here. Good. That'll be in here. And I'm going to save these baggies. I'm not tossing them, because you can put stuff in here, like EPROMs and stuff. I burn stuff for people all the time, friends of mine. So, all right, so I have to set it up over there. So let me figure this out. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna switch the camera to this. Trying to figure out what you guys see. I might have hit it by mistake. There we go. And then I'm gonna set up this other camera I have right here. See if we have a signal. I'm gonna switch it now. Perfect. Okay, so I might be a little louder now. I'm switching to this boom mic right here. I have an external boom mic. So hopefully you can see I'm a shadow, that's fine, but I'm gonna take off the back glass, but I wanted to show you the difference really fast. Let me switch over here and I can show you. All right, I'm switching the mic to backwards so you can hear me. So you can hear me and you can hear in front as well. So if you look at this right here, I would zoom in a little bit. So this one here is the one that comes from, what was it, Bally Pinball. It's like $60-something for that. That one looks really nice. It's hard to portray on camera versus in person, but these actual things right here, I don't know what they call them, the digit displays, are a little fatter on the ones that I just built, and on these they're a little skinnier, so I feel these match the stock ones. So the stock one, you'll see on the bottom, right there, that's the plasma ones. Those, you can see they react different. They look more orangey, I guess, on video, but those are skinnier for the displays versus the ones on these are a tiny bit, they're very, very, very close. And the color is almost the same. It's hard to tell just by looking at this. The one on the right for player 2 up here, that's the Wolf one that I just built. So that one is one of the pre-built ones that I put in there. And they're just a little fatter, it's a little brighter. So it's hard to tell on the camera, but I put these two together. Can you see the one on the left looks a little more like skinny and orangier, I guess. So these over here, these match stock a little better than these other Wolf ones. But if you have them all in there, you can tell a difference. But if you have different ones in there, you can tell a difference. But if you have all the Wolf ones, it looks 100% perfect. You won't be able to tell. So that's what I plan to do. So I'm going to zoom out a little bit. But the bang for your money, bang for your buck is definitely getting the Wolf stuff. So I'm going to bring over these. These are the two that are new, and this one here is the one that was already in there that I brought out for you guys. Hopefully this battery won't die. If it does, let me know somehow. I'm going to take the back glass out. Let me turn it off too. You definitely have to shut it off. This is high voltage here. And so I have a flashlight too. Let's see. Turn this on. Okay. So right now, this is the other one. So I'm going to swap this one out. So player 1 and player 2 get the most play. So I'm going to switch these new ones into player 1 and player 2 just to make sure they're all working right. So all I'm doing is I'm disconnecting them. These are easier because it's newer. These are old. Just unplugging them all. And I think what I did when I first got this one, I swapped out the one from Marco on all of them just to make sure that all the wiring was good, and it was, so should work. All right, so I'm gonna take this one out. I'm gonna put in my newly built one. So what I'm doing is I'm just sliding it into the front. There's these two slots here. Fits right in. Bam. All right, and then I'm gonna plug it in. I might be off camera here. All right, that's on. This one, which was in there working great, is coming out. Try not to take it out. Why won't you come out? It's a little crusty. And I'm putting one of the newer ones that I just built in one, just to test it a lot. Okay, that's in there. Now I'm gonna, sorry I'm blocking the camera here, but and it's keyed, so you can't put them in wrong. All right, so these two are done. This one has to come out. It's the old one. I'm gonna put one of the player 1 and 2s in there that were working just fine. I'm gonna put that in there with this. Alright, that's done. We'll take this one out. Old crusty one. This one too is old and crusty. I'm gonna put the new one in. You know what? I think what I might have done is put the, I'll have to look, I can't remember. I might have put the Marco one in there. This one, I think, is the Marco one. Yeah, this one has like a bigger face. So this one is definitely a different quality. It comes pre-assembled as well, so, you know, and it has reinforced stuff on here. Like, there's a lot of good differences why this costs more. But, you know, again, bang for your buck. You want to probably not worry about that. Now I'm looking at the stuff. Where did I put? This is old. This is old. This is old. This one here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Small, 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 small. And then this one. But where's? Oh, I know where it is. It's on the side. So yeah, just real quick. Okay, I just put the mic on, sorry about that. So the one on the left is Marco, the one on the right is the one I just built. So it has a bigger surface area that blocks more of the light, I guess, but this is enough where it's pressed against it and it's fine. But this one just has more. This also has some reinforcements on the Marco one on the left, these metal brackets here. It's also pre-assembled for you, so all you have to do actually is, I think you have to, it comes flat and you have to like just pop them together. And put this, you have to put this on, and then you have to screw in those screws to mount it to this portion of it after you plug it in. Yeah, so you have to plug it in. There's headers, you plug it in, and then you screw it in. So this one is a little sturdy and beefier, and also has thinner displays. You can see these are a lot skinnier. If you look over here, see they're a little fatter. See? So this one is more true to the original versus this. If they had gone with skinnier ones, this would be perfect, like 100%, you know, and, oh man, it kind of stuck there with the glue. So yeah, this is great, but not perfect. It's about 95%. This one is almost 100, but it costs more. So $300, $120 for the kit. I want to pick this one all day. So, all right. So now we're back to this audio reel here, and I'm putting this last one in here, sliding it in, popping this part on, snap. All right, got put all of them in now. One, two, three, four, five. Okay. And if you're taking a peek back there, that's a custom board. That's all I'm going to show you right now because I want to do a video on it. But I have to decide if I want to show you or not. But let me turn this game on. You can see everything light up, and then I'll put the back glass on. Let's see if it works. Awesome. So, it looks like it's working great. There's a test menu I'm going to try to get to, but the camera's in the way, so I'm going to try to open the coin door without disturbing much. I'm going to try to move it back. Let's try that. Alright, so that's everything flashing. Yeah, so it's counting up now. There we go. So it looks like it's working. It's doing all the digits, 0 through 10, whatever, 0 through 9. So it's working. So it's just going through some diagnostic tests. I'm going to bypass those. And it's working. We built it. Nice. And then I need to go back to the main menu here and go back. There we go. Now it's booting up. Awesome. So I'm going to put the back glass on. So the back glass is going to be also another episode. I have a new back glass for this. This one looks like she has leprosy, which kind of sucks. But actually, now that I have it off, I can show you guys. Look what the last owner did. They painted it. So like, they painted flesh color all around her, and on the blue parts, it looks terrible. So on this side, it looks fine when it's not lit, but when you light it up, it looks really, really awful. So I have a really nice original back glass for this that's perfect. There's maybe a couple scratches here on these parts that aren't her or the people, and it's perfect. So I ordered the bracket on the bottom, and I'm waiting for it to come. Once it comes, I'll put it on. So let me get rid of all this nonsense here. Those are the old ones. And I'm going to play a quick game just showing the back glass. So let's see. Yep, it's working good. I'm going to add another player here. Alright, so all 4 players are playing now. All in play is 1, so that's all good. I'm just gonna let it score. As long as it scores like it's doing now, I'm just gonna let it drain. Alright. It's calculating it just fine. Now it's player 3. Nice. This is a really fast pin for being 1978. Super fast and fun. I love the bowling theme. I always loved bowling as a kid. My parents went bowling. I remember them, do the leagues and all that. And that's how I discovered video games. They had an Asteroids and all these other games there, bowling alley. And that's what I remember about bowling is video games. Alright, so I'm gonna let it drain. Alright, so it looks like it's working fine. Perfect. So I'm gonna shut it off. That way I won't have to play all the whole games. I'm gonna let it drain, I'm gonna turn it on. But I'm going to show you guys something. So this is going to end the stream with a bang. Ready? So I did a mod on this that makes it 100% more fun to play. And here we go. Exclusive, first time. Here we go. Alright, can you guys hear that? So I've modded it in a way where I have this guy's board that's connected to the solenoid board, and it allows you to put all kinds of sounds. So I generated all these sound effects myself. I have royalty-free music in the background so I can stream it, and I also have call-outs that I made using voice talent. So I have a British version right now, but I'm working on a New York accent, which I'm planning to bring to the show, which is switchable with dip settings. So here it is.
I'll make you beg for another frame.
So let me see if I can get a little bit of what I'm talking about here. It's really hard to do when it's not widescreen, but let me try and tighten it. It'll tell you to hurry up as well.
Let's see if I can handle your powerful release.
Alright, let's see how it goes. So I left the bells in there because I thought it would be classic, and then I just added sound effects and call-outs. It works. So I'll let it drain.
Wow, you're leaving me in awe with your strike after strike.
It also has a tilt function, so if I tilt, which I can do right now.
You better step up your game if you want to spare yourself from defeat.
Yeah, it really gets pissed at you. And then the music will stop. Bowling Foley in the background. It's pretty cool.
I'll make you beg for another frame.
And it's a 70s tin, so that's why there's 70s music.
Wow, you're leaving me in awe with your strike after strike.
Yep, so that's it. It talks now, and it has music and sound effects, and it's really cool. It has an attract mode, so it'll say stuff to, like, you know, it's not like motion activated, but it randomly just spews out stuff, or it'll say stuff, and I could assign those. You have up to 4 of them. So I have some Easter eggs in there too from War Games, if you like War Games, the movie, because I did have to use, I was going to use voice talent at first, but then I ended up leaning towards AI.
I like to rub my ball for good luck. Did you want to try me?
Yeah, see, that's one right there. But I did put a War Games Easter egg in there because it is AI driven in order to get the sound, you know, for her to say certain things. So because of that, obviously the ghost in the machine is what I was thinking of. So I have a couple things in there. So I'm going to leave it in attract mode for a minute, and I'll switch back to the other camera, and I'm sure we'll hear her say stuff in the background. All right, I'm just a little dirty here. I'm looking in the thing here. I think that thing. Yeah, there we go. Now it's all good. You can't be on YouTube. You might be hearing an echo because did the other one go away? The Rode Wireless. Yeah, let me mute it here. Yeah, I basically put a clip, shall we play a game? The game actually says that, which is pretty cool. And then she goes, just kidding, it's strikes and spares, you know. So it'll be at the show. If you guys are going to Allentown, you will see it there. And now it has really nice displays. I'm really happy with how it came out. It's awesome. So, and here's the original one from, I might actually sell this at the show. I'll have to see. I don't know, what, 20 bucks? Instead of 60, it'll sell quick. I don't need it. But it could be a backup. Who knows? But I'm sure it'll sell at the show. And now I gotta put this safety cover on here. Wow. Cool. So let me just catch up on the comments. I know Made to Last, you said, seriously, you should try my recommendation with the Q-tips by cutting the leads after cleaning. So yeah, so I have done that. My usual way of doing it, I was rushing today, was usually I'll solder it, get the flux everywhere, whatever, and then I'll cut the leads off, and then I'll go back and I'll clean it with Q-tips and stuff, and then I won't cut it, but I'll reflow it and then look at it just to make sure. After I cut it, I'll reflow them all again. Because sometimes when you cut it, you're actually cutting the solder, and that's bad. You're not supposed to do that. You're supposed to just cut the lead, and then I'll reflow everything after I cut it. And then
we play a game?
I don't know if you hear that.
Just kidding. It's strikes and spares, baby.
Yeah, that was one of the things for the attract mode that I threw in there. I thought was pretty funny. Yeah, so I'll do extra to do that, where I'll cut them and then I'll reflow them and then I'll clean it with a Q-tip and everything, and it comes out perfect. But because I was kind of in a rush this already went over time. I was only supposed to be here like 12:30 at the most, and I have to be up super early at 6 a.m. So yeah, 6 a.m. Eastern time. So that's only like a few hours sleep. But man, I'm gonna have a great day tomorrow because I know this is all done. That's one of the things I had to do, and my time is so limited now. Which is going to change, by the way. My job is relocating closer to my house, so I can walk to work now. It's crazy. It's a crazy coincidence. So I can, instead of driving an hour to work every day, each way, now I will be within walking distance. It'll take me 3 minutes by car. Not even highway. It's crazy how close it'll be. So because of that, I'll have more time. So I'll come home, I won't be exhausted, and I can actually stream, you know, after I get out of work, which would be cool. So that's my plans, guys. Anyway, thanks. I will do a video on this, on how I got it all to work. There's a guy, I'll give him credit right now. You guys see this? It's GTO Electronics. I don't know if you can see that. He gave me a sticker. I actually paid for the product. There's no freebies here. I wanted to try it. Mike and I were actually working on another PCB that we're still vetting out, because I might add, in addition to this one here, which is pretty fantastic, I might add another layer of sounds because I have another soundboard in there from the one Mike and I were working on. But we just ran out of time, and I needed to get this done by the show. I was really determined to bring it to the show. So it's going to be killer. People are going to flip out. I'm going to actually have it undercover for a while, just without the sounds, just the, you know, the typical sounds looking great, playing great. And then I'll just walk over and just turn up the sound. And, you know, I have a subwoofer underneath, 2.1 on top, and it's going to be super loud, and it's going to make the new pins, well, maybe not, but it's going to give them a run for their money. So cool, guys. Well, I'm going to stop the stream here. Thanks again for watching. If you guys are new to the channel, welcome. You know, always hit that like button. I love when people get recommendations for stuff. If you guys like arcade stuff, you know, I have a ton of stuff on my channel, restorations, tours. I tend to do a lot of broadcast level stuff with editing. That's what I do for a living. So, you know, it's pretty cool. So anyway, this is a great like I said, Wolffpac Technologies. They're just definitely recommended in my book. These guys are great. So that's them. But anyway, I'm going to sign off for now. And again, you know, you can get me on YouTube.
Ooh, I love getting a little bit of action on the lanes.
There she's talking to me now. And then I'm also on Twitter, formerly known as Twitter. It's X now, but I just, everybody knows it as Twitter. And of course, I'm mostly active on Instagram. So Instagram and Facebook group, I'm on there all the time, but mostly Instagram is the most that I'm on. So, all right, guys, thanks again for watching, and I guess I'll see you in the next one. Take care.